Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode of Dream Theater Music Theory coming at you. I'm sure you guys recognize this one. It's the intro to Fatal Tragedy off Scenes from a Memory, 1999. It's a fun song to listen to. Really good stuff. All right, let's go through this. We are in standard tuning for this. And the intro part is really cool. One of the best uses of a diminished chord in music is up against a minor chord. So that's exactly how they start this. They go E minor to E diminished, right? So we're in E minor. And the E diminished is just a color chord, right? We're keeping with the E as the foundation, but we're just changing the notes above. And it works because they both start on E. The next chord in the progression is a B major chord, which obviously comes from the E harmonic minor version of E minor. It's then followed up with a B7, which just makes it the full dominant chord. We're not changing function at all. It's just becoming even more powerful with that 7th degree. And then back to E minor and then back to B. So 1 to 5. So a lot, it's like 1 with the 1 diminished back and forth, creating that really creepy, mysterious vibe. And then the 5 chord to bring it on home. The last chord of the section is it's an F sharp minor chord. Now there is no F sharp minor chord in the key of E minor. Technically, the 2 chord in E minor would be F sharp diminished, but this is music and we like to change things up. So ending on that chord, and you go from the E minor to the B major and then to the F sharp minor. So it's like a 1-5 borrowed 2. It leaves you feeling very unfulfilled, which is what you want. I mean, this song's called Fatal Tragedy. It's mysterious, it's dark, it's a little bit confusing. So we're ending on that borrowed 2 chord. On to the verse, number 1. More E minor, more E diminished, back to E minor. Then we're going to throw in a C sharp minor, which then leads to a B, which then leads to a B7. All right, now the B and the B7, again, just as in the first part, the 5 chord from the harmonic minor version. The E is the 1, the diminished is the switch of the 1, just to give it some different quality, make it mysterious. The C sharp minor is essentially being borrowed from E major being the parallel major of E minor. You're allowed to pull chords from that key pretty much whenever you'd like. It's the 6th chord in E major. The next section brings about pretty much the same. I want to move over to the chorus. This is the without love, without truth part. So we start off with an F sharp minor to an A major to a C minor, C sharp minor to an E minor. All right. So in summary, for the beginning of this chorus, we start off on E, we move up a half step to F. It's like a little segue to the F sharp, which is the 2. Because I'm feeling like we're now in E major. This feels like E major, the parallel major of the original E minor. And we've been borrowing back and forth anyway. But now we have the presence of the F sharp and G sharp, which is the 2 and the 3. We have the 4 in A, the 5 in B, and we also have a C. It's actually a C sharp, so that would be the 6 in the major, E major. And then we have an inverted E chord, 1 chord with a G sharp in the bass, down to the up to the A chord, and then up to the B flat, which would be the tritone, and then finally to the B. And that would be your 5. Causing resolution right here. So that little descending crawl downward, do-do-do-do-do, that essentially we're dealing with like a C sharp, B, C sharp, G sharp, E. So the root, major third, 5, and minor 6 of the E major scale. More in F sharp right here. E, A, D, I'm sorry, C sharp. Now this part is where it changes. It's the shrink and grow section. So what are the notes going on here? We're still in E. We got E, F sharp, and G. So outlining E minor now. So we started in E minor with like an E diminished vibe. We've kind of borrowed from E major. The chorus part was hardcore in E major. And now we're back into the shrink and grow section. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, in one of Dream Theater, or actually it was one of Mike Portnoy's many drum videos that he released like 25, 30 years ago, where he actually goes through and dissects this section. A lot of sex going on in this part. And he basically describes what the shrink and grow is. I'm not going to bother trying to explain that to you guys. So essentially this part, just rocking out the 1, 2, and minor 3 of the minor scale. And then eventually, toward the end of it, they get into... They start bringing in, they bring in the D, the C sharp, the C, and the B. So now we're kind of walking down the scale. But we're not really thinking, are we in E minor or E major? We're just thinking, let's just go chromatically. It sounds so much better to just go chromatically. Sometimes chromaticism is the easiest way out, but it's the best possible path. And then after that, let's come out of the shrink and grow. Now we're just rocking E's. Still rocking the E's. We're going to move up to F sharp in a second. Back down to E. So it's like that Metallica cadence, right? We start on E, we move up to F sharp. We're going back up to F sharp. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's move ahead to not bore the hell out of you guys. More of the same, more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. Got some Petrucci craziness. We're not gonna bother. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the Fatal Tragedy, essentially. What a great tune. Got some cool harmonic movements, but rhythmically also very interesting. Great drum song. I think it's going to cover it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, thank God. You're amazing. Hit that like button, because if you're still here, you must have liked what you've seen. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So please, for the love of God, hit the like button.